There are two kinds of Buffy fans: those who think every moment was in the script, and those who know the cast sometimes made magic on their own. From haunting stares to improvised heartbreak, these unscripted touches became iconic. Here are 5 times Buffy the Vampire Slayer went completely off script. 5. The Buffy and Faith mirror scene. You know those episodes that are pure actor candy? Where you can see the cast having fun even if the characters are in total chaos. Who Are You is one of those. The legendary body swap episode where Faith wakes up in Buffy's body, and Buffy ends up in Faith's. The mirror scene? That's where things get juicy. So Faith as Buffy's in front of the mirror, checking out her brand new face. The script had her just admire herself a bit, maybe try a couple of good Slayer lines. But Eliza Dushku? Oh, she took it way further. When she says, "because it's wrong," she draws it out, smirks at her reflection, almost seducing herself. Playful, dangerous, and very much improvised. Dushku leaned hard into Faith's wild side. This was her chance to wear Buffy's life like a crown, and she clearly enjoyed it. Buffy and Faith later is panicked and scrambling. Faith and Buffy luxuriates in it. The head tilt, the slow blink, the predator-like lean into the mirror, it's all Faith's swagger bleeding through. Behind the scenes, Joss Whedon gave both Dushku and Sarah Michelle Gellar freedom to experiment. Body swaps work best when actors mimic each other's mannerisms, and here, Dushku amplified Faith's mischief, even when no one else was watching. And that's why it works. It's not just Faith pretending to be Buffy, it's Faith being Buffy while still totally being Faith underneath. That little ironic twist in "because it's wrong"? Yeah, that's her basically saying she doesn't care about right or wrong. She's just loving the fact she can get away with anything in Buffy's skin. Oh, and trust me, fans noticed. This moment's been turned into endless GIFs, picked apart in forum threads, and even recreated in cosplay for years. And once you've seen it, it changes the whole episode. Every Scooby interaction feels a little more tense, because you know Faith's not just getting by, she's having the time of her life pulling this off. It's just a few seconds of screen time, but it's proof that Buffy's magic wasn't only in the writing, it was in the actors grabbing a moment and making it unforgettable. 4. Spike's "you're a hell of a woman" line. By the time we hit this episode, Buffy the Vampire Slayer has cranked the stakes, pun totally intended, to 11. Final season, first evil running wild, potential's freaking out, Faith's back, and Buffy's just been kicked out of her own house by her closest friends. She's wandering Sunnydale's wreckage, lost, when Spike shows up like a chain-smoking knight in battered leather. And in Touched, he does something no one expects. He becomes Buffy's anchor. The scene's simple. Buffy's alone in an abandoned house. Spike finds her, sits down, and tells her she's a hell of a woman. The twist? Well, that line wasn't scripted that way. James Marsters kept the sentiment, but stripped the wording down from something formal to something Spike would actually say. It lands perfectly. No smirk, no sarcasm, just quiet sincerity. It's the verbal equivalent of taking her hand and saying, "I see you, I'm with you." And it works, because by now Buffy doesn't need strategy or pep talks. She needs someone to believe in her. From a character angle, it's huge. Spike's gone from villain to ally to something far more layered, and here, with one improvised line, he shows just how far he's come. For Buffy, it's the first pure moment of respect she's gotten in a long time. Fans still call it one of Spike's best scenes, not for romance, but for honesty. And knowing it came from Marsters himself makes it even better. 3. Willow's cry, after Tara's death, and then we get to seeing Red. By this point, we've seen Buffy and the gang go through just about every kind of heartbreak imaginable, betrayals, losses, impossible choices, but this episode, it takes the tension, cranks it up past breaking point, and then drops one of the most devastating moments the series ever gave us. Tara's death. It's the kind of scene that doesn't just shock you in the moment, it lingers, reshaping how you remember everything that came before. Season 6 had already been dragging everyone into darker, messier territory. Addiction, betrayal, depression, and then, just when it seems like maybe the Scoobies might get a breather, bang! A random bullet from Warren hits Tara. The scene is brutally understated. No dramatic slow-mo, no swelling music, just a quiet moment shattered. Tara gasps, notices the blood and says, "Your shirt?" and collapses. And then Willow screams. Here's the thing. That scream wasn't fully scripted. Alyson Hannigan has said she didn't plan it. When Amber Benson went down, it just hit. What we see isn't TV crying, it's messy, full-body grief. Willow crumples, the sound ripping out of her like something she couldn't stop if she tried, and it changes everything. In seconds, grief turns to rage. That scream is the bridge to Dark Willow, the reason her vengeance feels earned instead of rushed. Behind the scenes, it was one of the hardest days on set. Hannigan and Benson were close friends, so this was more than just acting, it was goodbye. The crew went silent after the take, knowing they'd just watched something real. Fans still talk about this moment. Many say they've only watched it once because it's too raw to revisit, and if you rewatch it knowing it's coming, it's somehow worse. You see the calm before the storm, Tara making breakfast, that lightness between her and Willow, and then the storm hits. From a storytelling standpoint, it's proof that you can't always script the best moments. Whedon's team wrote the beats, but Hannigan's instinct made it unforgettable. 2. Buffy, dropping the stake in the body. Even if you've never called yourself a hardcore Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan, chances are you've heard about the body. It's the episode that made people stop saying, "Oh, that little vampire show," and start talking about it like serious prestige TV. No big bad, no apocalypse countdown, no clever fight scene to break the tension, just grief. It starts with Buffy finding her mom, Joyce, dead on the couch. No demons, no spells, just a natural human death. And the next 44 minutes are stripped bare. Almost no music, no supernatural escape hatch. Just the suffocating silence of loss, buried in all that is a tiny, easy-to-miss moment that wasn't in the script at all. Buffy's in the kitchen, still in shock, holding a steak, left over from earlier in the day. She looks down, almost surprised she's still holding it, and just lets it fall. That sound, the hollow clatter on the tile, is brutal. Because for the Slayer, a steak is everything. But now, completely useless. There's no monster to fight, no evil to vanquish, just a daughter staring at a truth she can't stab away. Sarah Michelle Gellar has said she didn't plan it. She wasn't acting it. She just noticed the steak in her hand and realized Buffy wouldn't care about it right now. And that's exactly why it works. It's not staged, it's real. Her fingers hang onto it a beat too long, like her brain hasn't caught up with her heart. And then, it's gone. And the thing is, she doesn't pick it back up. She leaves it there. That's the whole point. For a moment, Buffy's not the Slayer. She's just a daughter who lost her mom. Whedon built the body around those awkward, numb, unscripted beats of real grief. No polished teardrops, no swelling score. And the steak drop became one of the most haunting little accidents in the show's history. Because it's not just a prop hitting the floor, it's the truth landing. There are some things Buffy can't fight. 1. Xander's yellow crayon speech. Okay, confession time. If you'd told me before watching Buffy that one of the most emotional, world-saving speeches would come from Xander Harris, I probably would have laughed. Xander's the comic relief, the guy with no powers, a half-broken steak, and a tendency to get knocked out in the first 5 minutes of any fight. He's the last person you expect to be a hero in a moment like this. But Grave flips that expectation on its head in a way that still hits me in the gut. At this point in Season 6, everything has gone spectacularly off the rails. Willow, consumed by grief and rage after Tara's death, has become Dark Willow, a force so dangerous she's flayed Warren alive, battled Buffy and Giles, and now stands on the brink of summoning the apocalypse itself. Buffy is emotionally and physically beaten down. Giles is at his limit, and the Scoobies are out of options. Then Xander walks in. No magic, no weapons, no plan. Just Xander, the ordinary guy with an extraordinary heart. Here's the question that makes this scene so compelling. How does a powerless, scared human stand up to someone who could obliterate him with a thought? Well, the answer? By refusing to back down. What follows is one of the most unforgettable speeches in the entire series. Xander tells Willow that if she wants to end the world, she'll have to kill him first. And when she tries to blast him away, he doesn't flinch or fight back. He stays, pouring out his heart about their friendship, about loving her no matter what, about how she's not truly alone even when she feels like it. And then comes that small, oddly specific detail, the yellow crayon. This line, which fans quote endlessly, wasn't entirely scripted. Nicholas Brendon drew on a personal memory, a moment from childhood when Willow broke a yellow crayon in kindergarten and cried over it. It's such a tiny, seemingly insignificant thing, but it perfectly breaks through the overwhelming rage and darkness consuming Willow. You can actually see the change happen on screen. Willow's eyes, once pure black with fury, start to regain color. Her breath slows. And by the time Xander talks about that broken crayon, she's openly crying. It's not just a rehearsed TV moment, it feels like a real person desperately reaching for a thread of connection to bring back someone they love. From a character standpoint, this scene is huge. Xander has always been the normal one, the guy without powers or destiny. And here, he saves the world not with magic or violence, but with love and stubbornness. Because that yellow crayon moment came from Brendon's own experience, it carries a raw, authentic truth that can't be faked. The outcome isn't neat or tidy. Willow doesn't instantly heal or forgive herself. She's broken, ashamed, but alive. And the world continues because Xander refused to walk away, even when the odds were terrifying. That's the essence of Buffy at its best. The world ending around them, and the thing that saves everyone is a small, deeply human moment. So that's it. When you think about it, some of Buffy's most iconic scenes weren't even planned. They shouldn't have worked as perfectly as they did, but they did, because the show didn't always play it safe. It trusted its cast. And over time, those unscripted moments became more than just scenes. They became part of Buffy's legacy. You might have laughed at them, cried at them, but one thing's for sure, they've been staked into TV history. So, do you know more unscripted Buffy moments? Share them in the comments. And if you want more behind-the-scenes secrets, surprising facts, and deep dives into your favorite cult TV shows, hit subscribe, because there's always more to uncover beyond what's on screen. Don't forget to check out my other videos for even more unforgettable moments and insider stories from Buffy and beyond.